everyone, it's me, April from Arts Can Teach. Now we're going to have a chance to meet Sophie Hinch, who also works here at the Art Gallery of Windsor, and she's going to share with us a little bit about what she does here and get you thinking about what we're going to do for our activity together. So, hi Sophie, how are you doing?
My name is Sophie Hinch, and I work here at the Art Gallery of Windsor. I'm the Education and Publics Program Coordinator. So I have the chance to work with students, teachers, group tours, and I get to teach and share my passion and love for the arts. I'm so excited that you're here. We're currently standing in the Canadian Heritage and the Land section of our permanent collection display. And we're gonna walk over to Artcite and we'll create some really amazing projects together. So I'll see you in a little bit and let's have fun together. Bye, see you soon.
Hi everyone, it's me, April again, and I'm here with Sophie Hinch from the Art Gallery of Windsor, and Sophie's going to lead us through a wonderful art activity today. Sophie, what are we going to be doing?
April, I'm so excited to be here. I'm so excited to make something so special with you today. It's a little bit messy, it's a little bit different and unusual, but we're going to have so much fun. April, today we're going to be thinking back and looking back on our favorite memories and our favorite places. We're going to be transforming those into abstract representations of the landscape, and then I'm going to wait until the end to reveal the final project. But we're going to be transforming and taking apart our memories and our landscape to create something a little special that you can give to a friend or a family member, and we'll wait till the end for the big surprise.
Hey, I'm so excited to know the surprise, but also so excited to paint.
Yes!
All right.
I'll show you what we'll be using today, and you can use anything that you have at home. If you have some tempera paint or some acrylic paint, April will be using some watercolor paint. Use the colors that you have and the materials you have on hand. If you don't have paint, you can use pencils, you can use crayons, you can use pastels. We're going to be focusing on lines and on shape and on mark making today. So whatever your tools you have, you can use those and they'll work just fine. So I chose some different paints and some different colors with some different size paintbrushes. So I've got some smaller ones, I have a really, really big one here, and we'll be using that. And this is kind of an unusual material or an unusual thing that we'll be using. We're going to be using a blindfold today. Now, you might be freaking out a little bit. This is different. You're probably saying, Sophie, how am I gonna paint and make something without seeing what I'm making? Well, April, we're gonna rely on our memories. We're gonna focus on different senses. So we're gonna rely on touch. We're going to rely on our memories of sight and things that we heard and things that we felt. So we're going to focus on emotions and kind of the things that we remember to create our artwork. Are you ready?
I'm so excited. I don't think I've ever worked with my eyes closed, making a painting or a drawing before.
Exactly. So many times we'll be outside or we'll be painting in plein air, and we're really relying on what is in front of us. But today we're going to rely on memories and the places that are really, that have influenced who we've become, and the places that have shaped us into the people that we are today. And those memories are very, very special, and those places might hold a special meaning to you, or you might have shared that place with someone special, maybe a friend or your family members. So we're going to be exploring that today. If you don't have a blindfold, you can just close your eyes as well. That works well. So
I will help you go. I'm gonna watch.
Okay, ready?
I'll try with my eyes closed.
Okay, perfect. So I'm going to tie this up, and it might look a little silly, and I can't see anything, but you know, we're gonna try this out, and it might not look the way that you wanted, but we're really going to focus on lines and on mark making and making different shapes. So here's what I want you to do. With your eyes closed, choose one place that holds a special place in your heart. So maybe this is your backyard where you grew up. Maybe there's a special tree that you used to climb up to the top. Maybe you had a tree house. This might be the first place where you ever went camping. I'm thinking of maybe Algonquin Park or Ojibwe Park. Maybe it's somewhere you went on vacation with your family. I'm thinking of the Rocky Mountains that I went on vacation with my family last year. And all of the different places and lakes and mountains and trees that I saw. I'm also thinking of my family's cottage and swimming in the lake and going to the beach and climbing mountains and feeling the moss under my toes and kind of squiggling my toes in the sand at the beach. So I want you to close your eyes and think of one place that holds a special place in your heart. So together we'll just take a minute, think about what you saw. Who were you with? What did you feel? What did you hear? Maybe you can hear the sound of waves, or maybe you hear the sound of a waterfall. Think about what you could smell. I can smell the fallen leaves during the autumn when they fall, and I can hear them as I walk in the forest crunching under my feet. Think about what you felt. Did you feel happy in that place? Did you feel scared? Think about the people who you were with. What memories did you share? What did you do in that space? So once you have all of that good information and all that good stuff up in your head, what you'll do is I'm going to try to feel in front of me. And I'm going to take some paint, and I'm not sure what color this is, and that's okay. And I'll try to feel in my pages, and I have a really special memory in mind. I have a memory of walking in the forest behind my house, and I can remember the really tall trees. And so to represent those trees, I'm going to make really, really big and tall lines. Just like that. April, are you following along? Are you doing okay? Do you have your special memory?
Sophie, I closed my eyes. I have really come close to my memory and reacquainted with where my place is that I want to focus on today. Thought about the trees and the grass and the sounds of the birds, and I closed my eyes and I grabbed my paintbrush, and I'm thinking about the different shapes and forms and textures that I was seeing and feeling that day.
Excellent. So now I'm adding to my page. I can remember there's a stream and some water flowing through the forest. And so I'm using wavy lines to represent that memory. So there we go. All right, so I'll try and reach out for a new color, and I'll try to focus on something different that I can remember. So I have some paint here, and I'm just going to reach out for my paper. And I can remember the sky on that day. It was so blue. And there wasn't lots of clouds in the sky, but it was very peaceful. And there was almost no wind, so everything was very nice and still. So I can remember the sky, and I'm going to try to smooth it out to represent that clear blue sky.
Sophie, what I did, I will admit, I did open my eyes to go and look for what color I picked.
Absolutely.
And then I closed my eyes again as I went to go work on my paper.
And that's okay too. If you do whatever is best for you, if you need to open your eyes and take a look and resituate yourself on your page, that's totally fine. That's okay. I'm going to reach out here. Okay, let's see. I'm going to think of a different memory. On that same day, I can remember the fallen leaves. This was a beautiful fall day, and I can remember walking on the ground and hearing that crispy, crunchy sound. represent the fallen leaves, and I'm going to use this kind of polka dot motion to represent all the different leaves on the ground. Here we go. I hope I'm on the ground.
I think you are. I opened my eyes just a little bit so I can see.
Okay.
Yeah. It looks very beautiful.
Thank you. And it's always good to do this exercise with a friend as well, so that way they can guide you and let you know how you're doing. So I'm going to use this glass color here. I'm just going to peek just to make sure I'm dipping my paintbrush in the paint, and I'm going to cover my eyes back up. And I think the last element that I'm going to include in my work are my two dogs that I had at that time. And I just remember them running around in the forest and jumping over logs and fallen branches. So I'm going to try and replicate their movement. So as they were running around, they're going this way and that way. So I'm going to use kind of a zigzag motion to represent where they were going. They were jumping over some leaves. And there you go.
Sophie, is it okay if I cover up marks I've already made?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because some memories might overlap and it kind of reflects your memories. Some parts are faded and some parts are more clear. So that way it's going to kind of create a certain depth to your artwork, and it's going to create different layers and different memories inside of your work. So it's okay if you cover some marks one over the other. And it's just going to embellish your work and make it that much more interesting and captivating and a lot more personal as well.
So what you're saying is it's just to really just be free and not worry about how it looks so much.
Be free and try something new. And this is an exercise that I like to do a few times. So I might change my paper and put another one up, and all the different works that I'm going to create, they're going to be different from one another. And I think that's what's the beauty of it. You can also do this exercise maybe with a family member or a friend that shares that same memory. And then you can kind of do this exercise and compare both of your works. Because different people remember things a little bit differently. And that's okay. All right, so April, I think I'm ready to open my eyes and remove my blindfold and to see what I've created. I'm a little bit nervous, but I know that what I've created is personal and it belongs to me, and it represents a really special memory that I hold. So I'm gonna take my blindfold off to see the marks that I made and the colors that I used. I'm a little bit nervous. Should I look? Okay, let's look together. 1, 2, 3. Wow!
Sophie, I love the brush strokes and how free you were able to move your arm and to really extend that feeling of the playfulness of the dogs and the textures of the grass and the leaves.
Absolutely. I'm pretty impressed with this. I must say, I can see the trees and the tall lines. I can see the calm sky. I can see the river and the waves. And I can see my dogs running through the landscape. So if you wanted to take this one step further, you could go in and add a few more details. I don't want to change it too much, but maybe I'll add some lines and some marks here and there just to fill in the spaces. And remember to be free, and there's no rules. So you can do whatever you like. So I'm going to add some more sky here, and maybe some different types of lines to represent the clouds. And I'm going to fill in some spots between the trees, and I might add a few different branches as well. All right. So there's one branch and 2 branches. And if the colors mix and you overlap your shapes, that's okay as well.
So Sophie, with abstract painting, we find ways to represent a place through different brush strokes.
Absolutely.
Maybe not always by exactly how it looks, but maybe how it might feel.
choose some really bold marks. Maybe you're excited or happy, or it's a loud memory or something that you really remember. So think about the different sizes of lines that you use, the different shapes that you create, and all that's going to come through your work. April, I really love what you've created. It's so abstract and different. Can you tell us about it?
Yes, I can. So this is my abstract representation that I did with my eyes closed. And what it is it's of my backyard. Every morning I used to get up. The first thing I would do, especially when it's a beautiful day, I would go and sit on my back porch. And I would just take time to kind of absorb my surroundings before I started my day. And I was really thinking about the things that were there that made me feel calm. So in the center of the backyard, there was this large circle that used to be where a garden used to be. It was no longer there, but you could still see this circle in the grass. And in the middle was roses that grew wild because nobody had tended to it for a while. And I used to sit there and think and look at the roses. So when you were thinking about the smells, when I breathed in, I remembered the smell of the roses that would be in the backyard. I pictured the birds that were in the trees, and I thought about, the different things that were there that made me kind of feel that peace. So that was kind of a feeling that came through in that memory, and I can see now why that was something important when you told me to think of a place that was important.
Absolutely, and I think through this exercise, you'll start to remember maybe some places that you forgot, or that some places that were hidden in the back of your brain, and oh yeah, maybe this is a memory that I shared with a friend, and it'll come back to life. And as you start to think about it, and you start to put your marks on your page, memories will start to come back, and you can explore and go back to that space and that place. And your piece that you created might make me think of a place or a landscape that I've been to, and my landscape might look a little bit different to you. So that's the beauty of this exercise, that everyone is going to see something different, everyone is going to feel something different, and that's okay, and that's the beauty of this exercise.
And like you said, just keep going and keep making and keep working from your memories, and those can be a starting point to then you can add more detail and create a whole series and think about where you'd like to display it or show it, and what the connections might be between each one.
So April, we're going to take a little time out. We're going to let this dry for a little bit, and we'll come back to it later. And I'm going to show you how you can transform this into a little gift that you can share with your friends and